Have you ever looked at your pet and felt a love so profound it's almost human? In this explainer, we're diving into the psychology behind that really powerful and, let's be honest, sometimes kind of puzzling connection. I mean, you've seen it. Or, hey, maybe you are that person, the one who calls their dog their fur baby or treats their cat like a tiny furry roommate. It's this bond that goes way beyond just owner and animal. And look, to an outsider, this might seem a little over the top, but for the person throwing a birthday party for their golden retriever, it doesn't just feel sensible, it feels absolutely essential. It's a bond that feels, well, sacred.
So what is really going on here? In our brains, in our hearts? Is this just about simple companionship, or is there something much, much deeper at play? Let's unpack the psychology behind this profound attachment. And what we find, well, it might just reveal as much about us as it does about our pets.
Okay, so the first big reason for this really gets at a fundamental human need. And it's one that our pets fulfill in a way that's pretty unique. Think about it. Maybe you grew up in a home where love felt, well, conditional, right? Like you had to perform or achieve something or just behave in a certain way to feel seen and valued. And then this little creature comes into your life, and it offers something so incredibly rare, what psychologists call unconditional positive regard. Just think about that for a second. No strings attached. They don't care that you had a bad day at work. They don't care about the mistakes you've made. Their affection is just there. It's constant. It's steady. Yeah, this comparison really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Human relationships, they're wonderful, but man, they can be complicated. With a pet, though, the rules are so simple. Their presence is pure, their acceptance is just total. And because of that pure, total acceptance, they become these emotional anchors for us. They create this psychological safe space where we can finally let our guard down and just, be. And this quote, wow, it just brilliantly sums up the power of that stability. I mean, for anyone who's ever felt the sting of betrayal or just inconsistency from other people, a pet's loyalty, it's not just comforting. It can be profoundly, deeply healing. But it's not just about them passively accepting us, right? This connection, it builds into something more active, more intuitive. It's a bond that's forged in silence, a whole communication that happens without a single word. And this is especially true for people who are just naturally really empathetic. They don't just care for their pets, they're deeply attuned to them, They're the ones picking up on the tiniest little cues, a slight change in posture, a different kind of meow, just a shift in their energy. And you guessed it, psychologists have a name for this too, emotional attunement. It's almost like a silent psychic conversation. You're so in sync that you actually start to feel what they're feeling. And that shared understanding, that doesn't just create a friendship. It creates this profound sense of being truly, truly seen. Okay, and this is where it gets really fascinating, especially from an evolutionary point of view. See, this isn't random. We are hardwired to bond. It's in our DNA. But what happens when our modern lives, which are so full of stress and loss and isolation, what happens when that fundamental need isn't being met? Well, our brains are incredibly adaptable. They just redirect that drive for attachment to the safest, most reliable source they can find. And for millions of us, that safe harbor is a pet. And this isn't just some warm, fuzzy feeling. No, it has real, measurable benefits. Study after study shows that a strong bond with a pet can literally improve our lives, both physically and mentally. I mean, in a very real sense, they're like a living, breathing form of therapy. And that's why the very thought of losing a pet is just devastating. That intense fear, what's sometimes called anticipatory grief, that's not a sign of weakness at all. It's a testament, it's proof of just how much love and safety and stability that animal represents in our lives. For so many of us, they're not just a pet, they're home. All right, so for this last part, let's kind of flip the script here. Let's shift our perspective. Because this intense bond we've been talking about, it actually reveals something profound. And it's not about the animal, it's about the human who loves them. Because when you get right down to it, the intense love a person feels for their pet, it's like a mirror. It's not just about the pet. It's a reflection of that person's own deep, deep capacity for connection, for empathy, and for care. So if this is you, think about what this love says about you. It shows you have this incredible capacity for empathy, the ability to feel for a creature that doesn't even speak your language. It shows you can provide consistent, reliable care day after day. In a world that can feel so disconnected, you are actively choosing to connect. And maybe the most beautiful part? It proves you're capable of loving purely, without expecting a single thing in return. And that is a truly rare quality.
So let's just be crystal clear about this. Whether you talk to your dog like he's your roommate or you can't fall asleep without your cat curled up next to you, it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you dependent. It just makes you human. It means you're answering that fundamental need we all have to bond, to care, and to be understood.
And really, that kind of understanding doesn't always need words, does it? It's something you feel in those quiet moments, in the comforting presence of a creature whose whole being just says, I'm here. And that leaves us with a pretty powerful thought, right? So what if the most profound love we can experience doesn't use words at all? Perhaps true connection isn't about what we say, but about how we show up for each other. And if that's the case, our pets might just be the best teachers we'll ever have.